Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really exciting. We're going to completely break down the exact journey from having just a simple digital idea to actually running a scalable, highly profitable Etsy empire. If you've ever wondered how creators out there are turning digital files into completely passive income streams without holding a single physical box in their garage, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to look at the hard data, the real-world strategies, and the actual mechanics of making this work.
Here's our game plan for today. We'll be covering the digital product blueprint, how to properly deliver your template links, mastering Etsy SEO, finding that pricing sweet spot, and finally, protecting your digital assets. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Digital Product Blueprint.
Conceptualizing your product on a platform like Canva isn't just about throwing a pretty design online and hoping for the best. It actually starts with solid market research. You can easily spot validated niches just by typing into the Etsy search bar and seeing what autofills. That right there is what real buyers are actively looking for. Once you lock in a niche, you want to focus on cohesive aesthetic designs. But, and this is a massive pro tip, stick strictly to free Canva fonts and elements. If you use the pro elements in your template, your buyer is going to be hit with annoying watermarks unless they also pay for a Canva subscription. And nobody wants that, right? Using free elements keeps your file instantly accessible, which keeps your customers happy and those 5-star reviews rolling in. This really illustrates that your product doesn't need to be some overly complex masterpiece to sell. It literally just needs to solve a specific problem. Take a look at this real-world example from a shop called Quiet Orders. They're selling a simple PDF that basically just has 6 copy and paste customer service message templates. It's for other Etsy sellers who are dealing with refunds or complaints. They charge $8.89 New Zealand for a text document. It saves people time, it completely removes stress, and it generates pure passive income for the creator. Honestly, it's brilliant.
Moving right along to Section 2. Delivering your template link.
All right, so once your design is ready, delivering it the right way is where so many beginners completely drop the ball. Sharing the wrong Canva link is honestly a disastrous rookie mistake that will instantly ruin your hard work. If you accidentally click Share Link to edit, every single buyer is going to be altering your original master file. That means buyer B is going to log in and see buyer A's personal details typed right in there. Total nightmare. Instead, you've got to generate a template link. This is the magic button. It gives every single buyer a fresh, clean copy injected straight into their own Canva account, while your original file stays perfectly safe and untouched.
So how do we actually build this into a live listing? Because, Etsy doesn't just let you sell a raw web link. You have to upload a physical file. The simple workaround here is to take that template link and embed it right into a button on a one-page delivery PDF. Just a nice, clean document welcoming them into the purchase. Then you download that document as a PDF standard. Do not save it as an image file or that button just won't be clickable. Finally, you upload that PDF to Etsy. When a customer buys it, Etsy instantly emails on the PDF, they open it up, click the button, and boom, they're right inside their template.
But hey, now you've got a great product, perfectly set up for instant delivery. But without visibility, it's just going to sit there gathering digital dust. The Etsy marketplace is absolutely huge. So how do we make sure your target audience actually finds your hard work?
That brings us to Section 3, Mastering Etsy SEO. Etsy search is a completely different beast today than it used to be. Get this, a massive 46% of Etsy purchases are now happening right on mobile apps. That means your entire SEO and visual strategy absolutely must be mobile first. If you're only looking at your designs on a giant desktop monitor, you're totally missing how nearly half of your customers are actually experiencing your shop. Think about it. On a phone screen, your product thumbnail is tiny. We're talking exactly 170 by 135 pixels. If your main image is crammed with text and completely unreadable at that size, you are literally throwing away 70% of your mobile clicks. Your primary image needs bold contrast, a super clear focal point, and the absolute bare minimum amount of text. It has to stop their thumb mid-scroll in a fraction of a second.
And once you do catch their eye, your text has got to match exactly what they're searching for. Front-loading your absolute best primary keywords right into the first 40 characters of your title is absolutely vital. Imagine calling your product Printable Planner. That's just going to get buried under millions of generic results. But what if you call it Budget Planner Printable PDF? That targets a buyer who knows exactly what they need and is literally holding their credit card ready to buy. Because digital products don't have physical attributes, like they don't have a shipping weight or a box size, these keyword placements are your only lifeline to getting discovered. You have to use all 13 of your tag slots and pack them with long tail variations. Also, make sure the first 160 characters of your item description are super keyword rich, because that's exactly what the search engines pull from. Oh, and fill out every single attribute field available when you're setting up the listing. Do not skip them.
Okay, so your SEO is dialed in and the traffic is flowing nicely. But this brings up the next huge question. What is this file actually worth? Setting the perfect price is this really delicate, fascinating balance between consumer psychology and market positioning. Let's dive into section 4, the pricing sweet spot. It's such a common trap for new sellers to just race to the bottom and try to be the cheapest option available. But honestly, that is a dangerous game. As the data shows, pricing really is a silent ambassador for your brand. When buyers see a price that's super low, they don't think, wow, what a deal. They immediately question the quality. They think, okay, what's wrong with it? On the flip side, mid to upper pricing instantly builds trust. It tells the buyer your product is premium, it's comprehensive, and it's absolutely worth their hard-earned money. If we look at these specific benchmarks, you can really target that sweet spot that maximizes your profit margin while still looking incredibly attractive to shoppers. An individual digital item usually sits really well anywhere between $5 and $12. But look at the jump when you start bundling things together. A mega bundle of 50-plus items can easily sell for $35 to $70. You are massively increasing your average order value, and it costs you practically zero extra to produce. It's a total game changer. Now, to sustain those premium prices, you have to actually offer more value. Value-driven pricing means you aren't just selling a random file, you're selling a premium, ready-to-use experience. So add a quick little video tutorial showing them how to use the template, throw in some bonus digital stickers, and definitely use psychological pricing. Ending your prices in 99 cents. Make the buyer feel like they are getting an absolute steal, even when they're happily paying a premium price point. All right, now let's talk about the slightly less glamorous side of the business. Once your store really takes off, people are going to notice. And the harsh reality of digital downloads is that, yeah, file sharing is going to happen. But the good news is we can make it highly inconvenient for the bad actors. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Protecting Your Digital Assets. Defending your business really requires understanding the rules, both the legal and the technical ones. First up, the legal side. You absolutely must ensure your work is what's called a transformative design. Simply selling unmodified single-stock assets is a direct violation of Canva's licensing terms. Like, you can't just take a pretty picture of a flower from Canva's library, download it, and sell it as an art print. You have to combine elements, add some text, mess with the layout, basically create something entirely new that adds real value to the marketplace. On the technical side, if you eventually expand your store to platforms like Shopify, you can use specialized apps like FileFlare. These tools are amazing because they let you literally stamp the buyer's email address right onto every single page of the PDF. You can also limit IP access, cap the number of times they can download it to maybe just 2 or 3, and set the link to automatically expire after a few days. These tactics make casual sharing incredibly annoying and, frankly, super risky for anyone trying to leak your hard work. And really, that's the golden rule to remember here. Digital protection is all about adding friction and traceability. It's not about achieving absolute perfection. Look, if someone is deeply determined to steal a file, they're probably going to find a way. But if a file does leak and you've used PDF stamping, you've got their exact name and email. That is exactly the data you need to block the user, submit a targeted DMCA takedown to the website host, and actively protect your revenue stream. So there it is. You now possess the complete roadmap. You know how to research and create a genuinely transformative product. You understand the absolute necessity of the template link, how to completely dominate mobile-first SEO, the psychology behind premium pricing, and exactly how to lock down your assets. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this comprehensive breakdown empowers you to get out there and launch your own incredibly successful digital storefront. So my final question to leave you with today: what digital empire are you going to build first?